Hello, everybody. Honestly. You think your microphone's working and then it isn't. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another week. Another week in the world of War Hipster. Can you believe we're 23 weeks into the year already? And you'll be pleased to hear that it's Monday. How are we doing? Are you all good? Everybody happy out there? Good afternoon, the tattooed zoologist, Travis Woodside, Yamail Angmar, Flying Muttley, Fake Street Spirit, Ethan Haft, Big Ron, Mark Watson for being a member for 34 months. Incredible scenes. It's absolutely incredible. Dahi, Colonel, Captain Manrings, Thomas, Cameron. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It is Monday. It is another week. Another week of festivities. Of Warhammer and such. Are you guys cool? You guys having a good one? You guys having a good one? Hello, Laura. How you doing? Good afternoon, one and all. Today, we kick it off. Well, technically we kicked it off a long time ago with the Khan. However, today I have a box of Sky Hunters. Here they are. And I haven't opened them yet. I have no idea what waits for me inside this box. But today, we're going to be trying to build them up. And we'll see how that goes. They might be good. They might be awful. I don't know. Hello, Filippo. Jungle Camper, good afternoon. You guys had a great time at UK Games Expo. I was following along from a distance. I wasn't there. I was at home. I was painting. I was making videos. I was making all of the content for you. I say all of the content. I haven't actually made that much this weekend. I did manage to finish off... in fact, should we just do it? Should we do it now? Let's go over here. And then hope that the microphone is still working. Looks like it is. I finished off these guys. The Accursed Cultist Torments. Here's one. Here's another. And here's a third one. All three. Another one that you guys have been waiting for a very long time. So you have to promise me that you're all going to watch it. Because otherwise I'm going to be a very sad Josh. Okay? I might try and get that video out this week. Maybe next week. Who knows? Some of you might have also seen Eisenhorn is also done. The other thing I did this weekend is we were finally getting ready for clearing the backlog for the Hallowed Knights. Yes, I have 1,000 points of Hallowed Knights ready to go. We started clearing the backlog with the Quest of Soulsworn. 4 of them are now painted, as are 4 of the Vigilors. We already did our Annihilators. I've already shown them off to you guys. So, as you know, what remains is the Annihilators, Vigilors, and Quest of Soulsworn. So there'll be a video how to paint them before we have our wonderful, what's it called? Scaventide. We should have 1,000 points of Hallowed Knights ready to go for whenever that is. That may come. I have no idea. Great. Something just dropped. I'm opening this box. There's 4 sprues, which is an obnoxious amount of sprues. What just dropped on the floor? Ah. Quite important. A little flight stand. Hope you're starting. Hey Josh, hope you're well. Starting to paint my BA successors tonight. Use your technique of Bile Red base with a BA red wash on a test model, and it looks epic. There you go, Lord Commander Joe. I'm glad I could help. How is Spearhead going? Spearhead is going very well. We've done 8 Spearheads, so I'm taking a little break from painting Spearheads. But that said, today I did prime the Caradron Overlords. So the Caradron Overlords are all primed. They're all ready to go. I'm probably going to do them as Barak Mornar, which is the same as Drecky Flint. Will you be doing painting guides with them? Please say yes. Yes, I will, Jim. I will. I've got Chinchar yet to build. And I've got this box of Sky Hunter Squadron. This is going to be a really slow project, okay? I'm just going to go very, 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 very gently with this one because, you know, time is short. And I am a busy boy. Oh my god. Does it need to be this many components? Okay. So, guys, for those of you who know how to build Age of Darkness miniatures and units, please correct me if I'm wrong, but is it the same way as things used to be in Warhammer in that you can't do things like split fire? And if that is the case, do I need to build these all with the same weapon options? Because split firing is silly because you end up snapshotting and hitting on 6s if you do that. If that is the case, do I build them with multi-melters, Volkite, or heavy bolters? I think there's also a plasma cannon in here, isn't there? Is that correct? Yes, there is a plasma cannon. I hope you're doing well. I've been making more progress on Krondus, though because I don't have Leviathan Blue, I used Incubi Darkness for my darkest scales, though I'm a bit worried that I went too dark around the knees. I'm sure you'll be fine once you start getting some dry brushes on there and stuff like that. Can I ask if there will be more Khemri videos? I want to do some, Dennis, yes. Finding the time is really difficult. I'm not sure what this month is going to shape out as yet, but we shall find out. But maybe this month we can get some more Khemri videos. Jack, thank you very much for being a member for 31 months! 5 more months until the big 3 years. What's going to be the big to-do for our glorious anniversary? You tell me, buddy. What do you want to do? It's your anniversary as much as it is mine. Speaking of which, guys, if you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be incredibly generous, incredibly useful, incredibly supportive of you, because it's a free way to support the channel. It means more people will come and watch the stream, and they might subscribe, which helps me get towards the big subscriber goals that we keep dreaming about, but are eternally far away from. Paint Grand Hammers Annihilators. I'm going to be. I've got one to do for my Hallowed Knights. There it is. There he is. So yeah, I've got a grand. So there's going to be a video which is clearing the backlog of Quest of Soulsworn, Annihilators, Vigilors, all in one. Thanks for the videos. Enjoyed the Varangard one. Thank you, Jungle Camper. That was one that has been waiting for 16 months. You guys did not disappoint. You watched it, which was lovely. It's great. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. And Baradon283 has kicked us off today with the first gifted member of the day. Thank you very much. As you can see, we've had a lot of members fall apart or fall off the old cancel wagon. So we're down to 373. So I've dropped the goal now to 500. We want to get to 500 members, guys. So if you can, do please become a member. You get access to the wonderful Discord. This month you're also going to get a bunch of videos early as well at the higher tier members. Not just the skirmish hipster level, but there'll be early access videos. So if you are a member at the moment, you can also check out how to paint the Maya Brute Troggoth. That is also available for all the members at the moment. So yeah, if you could become a member, that would be amazing. Or if you'd like to gift to members if you're already a member, that would be incredible. But of course, make sure you like the stream. That's the minimum. And of course, ask any questions you want to today as we stream away. I will be doing my best to read the chat. Although this kit looks like hell. I'm not going to lie. As you can see, the 1, 2, 3 sprues plus a 4th sprue, which has, I guess, the bodies on, which is fine. So it's an entire sprue per jet bike, which is quite frankly an obnoxious amount of components. Let's be real. Let's be clear. For what is it going? What as White Skull should be an army of jet bikes and land speeders. Now I've come up with a pretty decent list, I think, of stuff. But hey, I think we should just dive in, right? We should try and build a Sky Hunter, shall we? Yeah, see that you guys are already crushing it. You're on 30 likes, 20 more, and you hit our first game. Our first gauge is what I was going to say. Our first goal. Squigburger, I picked up some Wolfguard Terminators and a Templar Primaris Crusader squad this weekend. Awesome. Can't split fire. All weapons have to go into the same target, but you can have different weapons in the unit with no penalty. Okay, so you should build it all with the same weapon then. So do we want this set of Sky Hunters to be tank hunters or infantry hunters? Should we just go with Volkite, because Volkite's cool. Volkite's very cool. Big Ron, I'm at 1k points of Stormcast painted thanks to you. Awesome! I love it, Big Ron. And thank you very much for being a member for 2 months. It's very kind of you. How do we get to Discord? If you go to the channel page, there should be something that says See Perks. And the link to it should be in there. Alternatively, if you go to the Community tab on the channel page, there's a post, a couple of posts down, which has the link to the Discord. Tank Hunters, you're saying, Filippo Fantaguzzi. So give them all Melter. Is that what we're going to do? The Dawnbringer event in Warhammer stores lasts until the 23rd. Could that weekend be release date? 23rd. Is that a Saturday? No, that's a Sunday. So I would guess that it won't be that weekend, but it might be the weekend after. I don't know. All I can promise you right now is I don't have a box. So I don't know. I don't have a disclosure date. I know nothing. Melters also hunt Terminators and other chunky boys. It says CatGur42. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll go with Melters then, shall we? I'm going to go with Melters because that's what you guys say. And if they're terrible, then I hold every single one of you responsible. Oh, it's been ages since I've dipped into something like this. Alright. Sky Hunter Squadron. Let's get a building. We'll see how long it takes to build these. Flight stands, get out the way. Bases. These look like 60mm round bases to me. That one just managed to make its way almost to the floor. So, these three sprues look to be identical. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and 1, 2. Let's just make sure. Yeah, they are all identical sprues. That's what we'd like to see. Okay, so do I just build this sprue 3 times? Yes, I do. Okay, we'll build one, and we'll see how long it takes. Okay. You can always just magnetize them, Josh. Never, Elec man. I don't believe in magnetizing. I stick to my choices. So we need A1. The only times I've ever magnetized is because commission clients have wanted magnetizing. I personally have never magnetized anything for my army. And I never will. I just don't want to do it. A1. I'm assuming that's 1. Looks like it. A1. A2. Didn't you make a video about it? Yep. I made a video about how to magnetize a what's it called? Dire Avenger. And that was because it was for a commission client. Like I said, I just don't do it for myself. You know why? It's because I dread the thought of... You mean, look at me. I don't like painting in sub-assemblies. So, invariably, you end up painting in sub-assemblies because of magnetizing. If I have to spend more time building than is strictly necessary, anything that is required for that, I simply won't do it. Because I don't like building. So if I can build the unit and it's done and it's fully built, I can then prime it and get straight on with painting. Although, having a YouTube channel where you can't just do whatever the hell you want all of the time when it comes to making painting videos, that doesn't necessarily play out that way every single time. But yeah. Just renewed my membership. Sorry for leaving. I have some money issues, but now all good. Oh, don't worry about it, Jim. Honestly. You know, it's very nice, and I do have to ask people to become members and to super chat, which is, you know, as you know, guys, I get very bashful about because I feel very guilty. It feels like I'm, well, I feel like I don't deserve it most of the time, but I do have to ask because, you know, it's how I keep the lights on, etc., etc. But there's never ever any kind of obligation to be members or whatever. You know, I try not to, and I don't think I ever have, like, paywalled, you know, important content. The priority is, of course, that you guys are A-OK. You should always sort yourself out before you support content creators like me. Always. Except the Maya Brute Trogoth. it's not paywalled. It'll be out in a few days. Cool. So we're 2 components in. Now we need to actually pay attention to what we're clipping out, because it's got to that point now where it's going to be unrecognizable pieces. So we need A3 and we need A4 as well. A3. Wah. Come on, out you come. A3 and A4. There it is. The wait for Scaventide is hard. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Jim Hamilton. I've just seen it. Welcome. Welcome back. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. That puts us on 374. You love to see it. More like the Maya Brute paywall. It is the piece of advice that YouTube constantly gives me. They're like, you should consider making some of your videos only accessible to members. That way, people will definitely subscribe. I'm like, okay, you're not wrong, but at the same time, what about all the people who want to see a video? Because the only thing that's really worth doing that with, right, is brand new content, right? And I think most people are savvy enough now that if you, oh, it goes that way around. Especially when it comes to like teaching content, so like with what I make, which is how to paint. If I put up how to paint, let's say Abraxia. If I did Abraxia and I went, hey, it's members only, you have to be a member to see it. You know what people do? They go, cool. And they go and find somebody else who hasn't put it as members only. How's the white going? I'm building it. Okay, we now need component number 6 and 7. But we're going to clip these out one by one rather than doing them both, because otherwise Josh will get confused and glue the wrong ones on. There is indeed still time to finish off your Tale of Many War Hipsters submissions. Don't worry, I haven't started building the pack yet. I will either build the pack on Tuesday night or on Wednesday afternoon. Which way around do these go? That way by the looks of things. So I give you until tomorrow to get your Tale of Many War Hipsters submissions in. There we go. What's the theme? I can't remember. It's probably specialist / other. If I remember correctly off the top of my head. Not long now on Tales. It's almost over. Season 2. No. When does it start back up? I don't know yet. I haven't decided when we're going to do Tales Season 3. I need to figure out a way to make it easier. Because the first season of Tales that we did, there were about I want to say 30 or 40 people who were consistently involved. Maybe less. Yeah, it is keyed somehow. I don't know how it's doing that, but it is. No, I think there were less. I think there was probably about 20, 25 to 30 kind of consistent entries. So when I made the choice to move it back to, well, to change it to being a stream rather than a pre-recorded review show, it was perfectly manageable then, because you would get it done in about 2.5 hours. But as we've seen this time around, the record that we've had has been somewhere in the region of like 80 submissions. So if you assume that in season 1 our record was probably around about 40, and then the record in this one was about 80, if our record in season 3 is 160, that's like a 8-hour stream, which no one can commit to. And of course, one of the problems is as well is that I'm the only one who works on it, right? So the stream is, you know, Rich, Adam, and Rich. I mean, as you guys have seen, Rich Smith hasn't been on it for months because he's been so busy. And a lot of the time, when we do get cancelled or whatever, or we have to move the stream, it's because everybody is busy and therefore can't make it. And I don't want to just, you know, sit and do it on my own, because the format really works when there's multiple of us. God, that's a challenge. So what I need to come up with is a way of doing Tales where there is a possibility that we have 160 people submit to it, but also that that it's easier for you guys to submit, that you've got more time, that it's more consistent, and that the format works with sort of 2 or 3, you know, it's less reliant on those guys to have to clear time in their busy lives to be involved in it. There's not saying that they're not going to be involved if they absolutely still want to be. I desperately love having them be part of it, but I need to figure out a way to make it easier for them. And you know, I tried things like, you know, having all of the streams scheduled in for the next year in advance, but things change, you know. But also just work just gets in the way. So I need to figure out a way to make it, 1, really easy to submit, and 2, really easy to stream, and 3, just a better experience overall. And that's gonna have to be a kind of process that I go through over the next once this one's done, and we'll figure it out, because it is genuinely the highlight of the month, getting to see everything that you guys are doing. But if, like I said, if we do season 3 and there's 100 entries and we go live at 8 PM on a Wednesday, it's never gonna work. Because, you know, we won't be able to give any of the entries their due time, and the stream will still be like 7 or 8 hours long. Are the rumours that Juliette Lewis will co-host in season 3 true? Sadly, no. I'll ask Becca Scott, though. I'll go straight into her message requests and never hear from her. Is it okay if I send mine for the second time because Google Doc is not giving me that you already filled the form and I'm paranoid? Lol. Yeah, you can. It shouldn't give you that notification though because it's people submit multiple photos. You should be fine if you've already done it. Hello, James. How are you? My first idea, instead of doing a monthly thing, would be to break it up across multiple weeks, where 1 week is Imperium, the next week might be Xenos, another might be AOS, etc., and just have an open invitation for people to join you. Yeah, I mean, that could possibly work. It's just you'd have to create a possible stream for everything, right? Because I don't want to key it to, to 40k or AOS or whatever. And actually, it takes me all day, basically, to put together the pack when there's this many things. If I can't spend my life putting together packs. I sleep 6 hours a night as it is. I can't sleep 1 hour a night. Do you see what I mean? Like, it is a time sink putting together the pack. And then there's the actual stream itself. Like there is a not unreasonable risk that we don't make painting videos anymore. We just do review streams. Do you see what I mean? No, that is okay. A12 goes on, A11 goes on this side. Interesting. The slight issue with letting look, and I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't trust you guys, but slight issue with letting you guys put together your own slides and sending them to me is one, formatting issues. That will actually take more time than me dropping photos into a slide. So I use Keynote to put them together because I'm pretty quick on Keynote. So there's that. So combining things from Keynote, PowerPoint, and Google Sheets and whatever it's called, whatever the Google version of it is, that actually takes a lot of time and is really annoying. But the other thing is, occasionally, as some of you will have noticed, you will send me 40 pictures and I will use 3 of them. So if I give people the ability to make their own slides, we can end up with a 2,000 slide deck, which I then have to sit and go through and edit anyway. And I don't want anyone to put time in, like, in that respect, and then feel like I'm, being, like, disrespecting your work or whatever, because I'm not. It's just for the sake of time. I can't show 40 photos. No, they're not. They're not at all, James. That's one of the great things about Keynote is you can just drop a photo. You literally just copy and paste it, and it just goes straight in. Whereas PowerPoint is a little bit more annoying because sometimes it rejects images, or it just goes, nope, don't like this format, so we're gonna do something weird with it, or you have to put it into a specific photo area. Whereas with Keynote, you literally just bang it straight in and it's good to go. Just copy and paste and in it goes. The bit that's time consuming is literally gathering it all. Especially when you guys send me things at 20 to 7 on a Wednesday. And I can't say no to you. But that's it. Is like I get through. In some instances, there will be about 200 photos to find the best ones, and that's the editorial process. To make sure everybody's fairly represented. But also, to try and keep a little bit of the mystique for everybody. That's part of it as well. Like, if there's an open document that everyone can edit to drop their things in, you'll see it all. That could possibly help, James. I don't know anything about that, though. Also, remember, Apple Mac. And the two don't like to talk to each other very well. Oh, what did we say? We said melter, didn't we? A23, A23. That goes in there like that. That's a cool way of doing melter. To actually have some guide pegs. That's nice for a change. You go in that way? Must do. Melter bikes. Well, now what? Is that literally it? Or do you have to put the man in before you put the engine block in? Yes! That is exactly what you have to do. Interesting. Okay. A18, A17, and A15, A19, and A16. Oh, good lord, that's a lot of components. Okay. A18. A18. A17. A15. Just for an engine block, eh? I agree, Graham. Okay. I saw a question earlier that said, "Why do I hate building?" It's because of this. It just takes so long, and I always cut myself, and I always make mistakes as I'm building. Like when I'm painting, I can correct mistakes a lot easier than I can with building. But with like building, it just you have to wait time. So like if you get a little bit of glue on your fingers, for example, and you end up and you don't realize you got a bit of glue on your fingers, and then you press a piece of component together, and then you look and you've got this big fingerprint right there on the flat of the component. Oh god, you have to then wait a while for it to fully dry so that you can then scrape it off, because if you go and start scraping it off, you actually just spread the melted plastic around. I hate, you know, I like push fit building because it takes me no time. Whereas I love painting. It's basically, it's like anything that's not painting, I don't enjoy it as much as painting. So I don't like priming, don't like basing, don't like building. Okay, you two now press together like that, creating a canopy at the top. Looking good. Looking good-ish. We need to put a little bit of glue in here. And we need some there, and there, and there. Let's get these together. Okay, that's the engine block. Oh, Edward, you've got all of the Horus Heresy books with the White Scars are really good. I can't think of one that I didn't really enjoy. And when you get to the Siege and you listen to Warhawk, let me know. A19, you will go in here. Allegedly. Yes. A19, A16. What White Sky unit is this? This is just a unit of Sky Hunter jet bikes. So it's not specific to the White Scars, but these are going to be my White Scars. And this will remind me, guys, I will need to buy a unit of Mark 6 shoulder pads. So don't let me glue on the shoulders today. Because I need to get the short shoulders. Love it. I'm with you on that, mini creative. Back, back when I would sometimes just be like, "Oh, who cares? It's a mold line mold line." I would just be like, "Oh, those are the days." These days, you can't do it. As soon as if I leave a single mold line on a model in a painting tutorial, everyone points it out. Or they use it as an excuse to berate me. Which, you know, fair enough. Plasma, plasma, plasma. Okay, so now we do need to do this shoulder pad. The studded one. So 22. So this is something that I hate with these Mark 6 kits, is that they put the studded, and for absolutely no reason that I can tell, they put the studded shoulder pads in halves. And I can't figure out why they did that. Because we've seen them do plenty of studded shoulder pads without them being in halves. It is just unnecessary. I'd like to have a word with whoever designed this and just be like, can you please explain that one to me, because it doesn't make any sense. Or was it to make up some sort of component limit? You see? It's just and this is why I hate building, because you just get nonsense things like this. So then it's like, cool. Do I pull out green stuff to do this? I shouldn't ever have to do that on something as basic as this. And it just becomes a nightmare, and I've got glue all over my fingers now. So now we can't touch this for the next 20 minutes. Case and point. We need component 4 and 1. 4 and 1. Boom. And then 6, 7, and 8, and 9. Why 6? See, it's at times like this where you go, is there like a component requirement? Because why would you have these bits be separate? Do you know what I mean? Yes, it is Tattooed Zoologist. 6 and 7. So you go together like that. Jolly good. And 8. Death Leaper was particularly annoying to build. Yep, Death Leaper sucks. As a model kit. It's terrible. I remember thinking that the Lictor was just as bad. It's just too many small, tiny claws for not really any benefit whatsoever. And it's like, I've seen you sculpt these on before, so why are they not sculpted on here? Why are they a separate thing entirely? Apparently we need component 9. This guy. Haha. He's building the skull cannon. Yep. Skull cannon doesn't go together very well at all. The Lone Spear. Recruit Lone Spear is a real shame as to how bad that one is. See, this is a neat touch. You have to glue a little doodad and you've got a little cutout for it. But then usually on Space Marines, it's like, here's some pouches and things to attach to your models. Cool, how do they go on? They don't. Okay. Cool. So you're going to go there in a minute. So now we flip over and we glue on the... Interesting. Go on the legs and then the hands. Okay. I'm just going to follow what it's telling me. Jet bike 1. Perfect. 15 is up next. Aha. Okay. So you slide in there. Apparently. Just make sure that those are flat. Come in at this angle. There we go. 16. Spirit hosts. Yeah, I helped my partner Alice. So one of the first things she did was she built some Mirmorn Banshees. And she got through them absolutely fine by herself. But then she bought a box of Spirit hosts. And she was trying to build them. And they were the single most frustrating thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They did not make sense at all as a model kit. Okay, 10 and 11 go on. The next on the chopping block. We can probably just do one and then the other. To get the other one in place. Sanguinary Guard are an experience if you've never built them. There is nowhere for those wings to sit. There's a little ledge that they just sort of rest on. Okay, let's get the body in. And then we get the arm on. And now for the other arm, which we have to move quickly for, so it doesn't fully dry. 10 and 11. There we go. So I once learned a little fun thing about Games Workshop sprues, which I shall demonstrate for you in just a minute. But when you get a Games Workshop sprue and it has really questionable components on it, and I mean super questionable components, and you're like, why the hell has that been split in half or whatever? It's because the sprue failed when they were designing it, right? They go through multiple iterations of a sprue. Okay. So there we go. That's one shoulder, and we have to leave this one off because I need to buy some Mark 6 White Scar shoulders. So, when you're looking at your sprues, it's going to be White Scars, the Mini Creative. So when you're looking at your sprues, what you want to look for is a series of punches in one of the corners. There it is. So you can probably just about see this. Hang on. So you see there? Dot, dot, dot. There's 3 dots in that corner. That means that this sprue failed 3 times in its design process before it finally worked. This specific sprue. So each one of these will have 3 dots, which they do. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. This one in this corner down here also has 3 dots. 1, 2, and 3. So this one failed 3 times as well during the production, which is why certain things were moved and respaced and split out and so on and so forth. I hope the next Tale of War Hipsters is not on Wednesday, as I am out all evening playing AOS at Warhammer Shop Swindon until 11 PM. Unfortunately, Tattooed Zoologist, they are always on a Wednesday. Sorry. Does this Space Marine not have a backpack? Oh, it sort of does. But what happens if he's unseated? That's interesting. It definitely goes in with that bit facing down, so we're just going to pop that in there. Like that. And then this guy slides in like that. That's interesting. I like that. That's not bad. That's a pretty neat way of doing it. 17, 18, or 19. Let's go with 17. Hey, Adam. Super tempted to get into Horus Heresy yourself with the new Mechanicum range. Yeah, I mean that range is incredible. I probably won't, because I intensely dislike painting metallics. Just do a little man just looking just off to the left, shall we? There we go. Isn't that nice? New. He needs his chainsword, of course. 34. Which is this one. Smashing out those spearheads lately. Yeah, so I've completed 8 of the spearheads because I'm really excited for spearhead. I'm really excited for all things AOS 4. I just you know, I'm just biding my time at the moment. I'm waiting for some news on when Skaventide's coming out. Okay, this is going to be hideous. That is not a sloped piece. It definitely hooks under, and it needs to be in reach of the rider. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue There. That will do. I'm not going to play around it too much. What is the next spearhead? The next one might be Caradron Overlords if I have enough time this month, but I have no idea what my time is like this month. I've got stuff I need to finish naturally. So at the moment I'm painting Hector Rex and his retinue, so I need to finish that. I've got Gandalf the White to paint. I promised I would, for Ricky. And I've got my 1,000 points of Hallowed Knights to finish. That is the bare minimum for me. Oh, hilarious. That's the wrong way around. Brilliant. Doesn't look like that in the instructions. So like this week I'm tapped out, but this month I have no idea what's going on. Is that you now done? No, it is not. So he needs a pistol as well. 27, 28 or 29. 27, 28 or 29. Let's go with 29. I like the look of 29. I thought I clipped that out. How long does it take to paint one basic mini? Well, from start to finish. And also, what's a basic mini? Like, what are we talking here? Like a Boggo Space Marine? Yes, or a Stormcast. Okay, so it took me all day. Well, no. It took me 4, 8, 12. It took me about 14 hours to paint 4 Stormcast. So it took me a full 28 hours to paint 8 Stormcast over the weekend. Right, where do you go? Apparently there, although I can't really see. Hang on. Oh, no, it is further up. There, like that. Sick. There we go. Barring the Mark 6 shoulder pad, we've built one. So where does this go now? It goes in there, allegedly. Is it supposed to fit all the way in? Maybe. There we go. That's not bad, is it? It only took me an hour and 20 minutes. It's interesting you say that here, Altian, of all places. Because, you know, imagine playing 40k, a game that sucks, when you could play a fun game. I don't like 10th edition. We've covered it a lot, though. You play Nighthaunts, Ethan. That's awesome. They're great. Alice plays Nighthaunt. She's got a massive Nighthaunt army now. She's finally started working on her Grimghast Reapers as well. Good evening, Ishmael. Are you planning to do a larger White Scars army for Heresy? Yes. I am. Slowly but surely, I'm going to be doing a Heresy army. I'm not going all in and like buying 3,000 points straight out the bat. Because one, I don't have any money. And two, I'll just never do it if I do that. So like what I've planned, probably need about 18 of these. And if it's going to take me an hour and 20 minutes to build each one, then it's a good job I'm only thinking about doing like one unit maybe a month. Possibly if I find the time. But usually I don't have the time. So it might be one every 2 months, one every 3, one every quarter. Who knows? GW put out a how to play AOS 4 video today, so we can't be far off now. No, we can't. I don't think we're far away. I just don't have any information for you guys. We'll find out sooner or later on a Sunday when they go, hey, Skaven Tide's out on pre-order next week. That's when we'll know. Is Korax White a good primer if you will paint Barrack Thring for... White Scar's much better as a primer. Going back to a bit to the automation topic, have you used Automator on a Mac? No. I'm assuming you use a Mac for the creation of the Tales presentation. I do. I do. I use my Mac Studio to create the pack, and then I export it to PDF, and then use that for the Tales stream. Which traitor army would you collect for Heresy? Current. Traitors. Maybe Iron Warriors. Maybe. After 2 decades of Warcraft, 1, 2, 3, and WoW, plus Lord of the Rings, I just can't do medieval settings anymore. That's fair. AOS is quite similar in many ways to World of Warcraft in that it is very high fantasy. Remember, Josh, as soon as 40k's faction focus articles concluded, which was on a Friday, we got the Sunday announcement for Leviathan pre-order. 40k got 24 articles, same as the number of AOS factions. Yeah, that makes sense. Usually I would have some advanced knowledge, but I have none. Well, that's it, Joe. I mean, I say Iron Warriors. I'm not going to build a traitor force, though. I do despise painting metallics, but if I had to do one, I would do Iron Warriors. None of the others appeal to me. I despise the word bearers. Sorry. LTN. I don't like the Death Guard. I don't like the Night Lords. I don't like Sons of Horus, because it's impossible to paint. Don't like Emperor's Children. Who else? Who am I missing? The Iron Warriors got a really good showing in the Siege of Terror. I think they were the only traitor faction that did get a good showing in the Siege of Terror. Alpha Legion. Yeah, no, can't stand them. I like the paint scheme for Alpha Legion. I think it looks very nice. I can't stand the Legion though. Thousand Suns. Yeah, no, don't like them. I like the paint scheme, but it's metallic red and metallic blue. My heart is too loyal to the Emperor. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Whereas, you know, I love Blood Angels. I really love White Scars now as a consequence of listening to Warhawk. I like the Raven Guard a lot. Salamanders I really like. Maybe you should read the holy text that is the Night Lords Omnibus. But this is the thing. Like, I don't like the Night Lords, so I don't want to have to read a book to like them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know. Your opinion will change of this thing if you just read this one book. It's like, cool, I'd rather listen to something else that I want to listen to. Have you seen the new Sisters of Battle Black Library Mini? I have. It's very nice. It is very nice. Do you know what it is, right? It's like, so often it's because, you know, the characters that you see the legions, you view the legions through the eyes of the Primarchs, really, in the Horus Heresy. And a lot of the time, you know, there are some, like, there'll be like one or two Space Marine captains that will rise to the fore. But really, you'll see it through the eyes of the Primarchs. And like, most of, if not all of the traitor Primarchs just become really annoying by the end. Lorgar doesn't ever get any cool moments. Not really. He's just irritating. And also, like, the characters of the Word Bearers, apart from Argel Tal, most of them are awful. Good night, the tattooed zoologist's grandson. Like any scene with Erebus is just irritating. Corpheron as well, just the worst. You know, I always think of it like in terms of there's elements of it that are very similar to um, what about when he's chanting behind Angron to empower him when he fought Gilliman? Yeah, but he's doing that to... He's doing that to ruin his brother's life. It's just awful. Angron doesn't want to be what Angron becomes. Angron doesn't want to be Angron. And Lorgar's just over there going, "Nyeh. Look at how beautiful you are now." What, an existence of pure rage for the rest of eternity. Great. Thanks, bro. Guess you weren't a fan of Battle for the Abyss. I was a fan of Battle for the Abyss, actually. I thought that was a decent book when I read it the first time, because it has Skrull in it, a loyalist world eater, who just powers up and has a great time. It also has a really cool Ultramarine in it. Yeah, so, Elliot, man, this is why I say Iron Warriors would be, if I had to do a traitor force. It would be Iron Warriors, because Perturabo, great. Perturabo goes on a character arc. He actually develops as a character. None of the rest of them do. They don't develop. They change, but they don't develop as characters. You know, they don't gain new personality traits or anything like that. They just change. Angron doesn't develop; he just becomes Demon Angron. Same for Fulgrim. Same for Mortarion. Lorgar is the same throughout the Heresy. Horus changes, but doesn't develop, not really, because he's off screen for most of it. Alfarius stays exactly the same. Whereas you spend a lot of time with the Loyalists, from the Loyalists' perspective, and you listen to the Primarchs actually develop as characters throughout the Heresy. Because they're having to cope with change that they weren't expecting. Whereas the traitors don't. They don't change. They're just themselves, but killing loyalists now. Do you like any of the Chaos God Rept factions in AOS, or is it just the 40k thing? I can't say I agree with their motivations, but what is quite often explored better in AOS is actually how there's levels to your kind of devotion to the Dark Gods, right? There are those that had to because they had no other choice because of events outside of their control and because it was the only way to survive. There are some that were forced into their worshipping of the Dark Gods, and there are those that are just utterly devoted, right? And I like that there's more complexity to these characters in Age of Sigmar when it comes to their service to Chaos. A lot more of them are kind of questioning of it, and so it's kind of like Abaddon, but just done more consistently. Like Abaddon is interesting. Abaddon's an interesting character for sure. He gets a lot of character development as the Horus Heresy moves on, and consequently later on in the in 40k, Abaddon is still kind of, there's this question of, is he really not a puppet or anything like that? Does he even know at this point? Yes, but guys, I don't want to play the traitors. I like to play the good guys. I stand with the forces of order. I have an enormous Chaos collection. As you guys know, there's a video all about it. The Grand Alliance of Chaos. Absolutely. I have one. It's huge. Ginormous. And it's only ever growing. They're not my favourite, though. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I love Stormcast Eternals. Slaves to Darkness doesn't come close to my love for Stormcast Eternals. I enjoy having a Chaos faction, though. It's nice. Their models are a bit more interesting than the good guys at times. You know, Abraxia, beautiful miniature. Is it better than Ionis Cryptborn? No, I'd say they're about the same. They're still both great models, but I just love Stormcast Eternals more. What can I say? I'm a big fan. Guys, we are 6 likes away from the second target. And there's only about 40 minutes left of the stream. You've gone past it. We're now on 70 likes. We're now 30 away from 100, which seems unlikely. But if we can get there, that would be incredible. We're also 126 members away from 500 members. Now, I think we could do it this week, to be honest. I wonder if... I can try and snipe a couple of your grey names in here. Shush. I can. So I'm going to try and get some of you. There you go. Congratulations to those of you who got one of my free members I can give away. I can give away a couple every month. Have you primed Grom Brindle yet? Wraithbone or Greyseer? I did. I primed him today, and I primed him in White Scar. Sorry, neither of those. Greyseer was my second choice, but I went for White Scar in the end. Salamanders are my favourite faction, but I went Dark Angels for 10th for one reason. One, the model support for Sals is too low, and they are too unique looking to kit bash for a new hobbyist. I completely agree with you, James. I adore the Salamanders. I love the Salamanders. And there's just not enough model kits for them. They currently have a upgrade sprue, a resin character, and a plastic character, which is a shame for 40k. There's a little bit more in Horus Heresy. There's obviously things like the Pyre Guard and the what are they called? There's the Terminators as well. They are called, I'll get there, Fire Drakes and the Pyroclasts. Sorry. But there's not nearly enough models for the Salamanders, and they deserve a little bit more. And I did do some Salamanders, obviously, with the new Space Marines, and I want to go back to that project, but I probably won't touch it now until the 11th edition. Because whatever the Space Marine release will be for 11th edition, I might throw that all into Salamanders. Because I've done a lot of Blood Angels. And it might be time to move on from them in a little bit. I mean, like I said, it depends what 11th edition brings. If 11th edition is a box that's full of close combat Space Marines, then we're probably going to have to go with some Blood Angels. And I nearly did all of the box for Leviathan as Salamanders, because obviously there was the fiery dudes, the Infernus Marines. But a lot of you were expecting Blood Angels, so I did Blood Angels. That would be funny, Alec, man. I could see it happening, you know. Though people are convinced that Vanguard veterans and close combat Terminators, Assault Terminator squads, will be coming out when the Blood Angels release happens. I don't think they will. I think Blood Angels will get a upscaled Sanguinary Guard and an upgrade kit for Death Company. Is that why your Legions Imperialis is Salamanders? It's exactly right. But also, I chose Salamanders for Legions Imperialis because it's two-tone. So there's the green of the armor and there's the black of the shoulder pads. I did think about doing Imperial Fists, but a lot of it is yellow. Blood Angels is all red. And what I basically didn't want with those videos was for it to be a case of how to paint Blood Angels. Paint them red. The end. Salamanders felt like there was a little bit more to it. So the videos would be a little bit more valuable. But yeah. I think Blood Angels, when their cut stuff is going to come out, I'm going to point to what the Dark Angels release was. The Dark Angels release was brand new Deathwing Knights and an upgrade sprue to make your Terminators Deathwing, as well as a better Dark Angels upgrade sprue. Blood Angels are going to get the same treatment. I'm 100% convinced of that. They're going to get a better Blood Angels upgrade sprue, and included in that, I think, will be Death Company shoulder pads to make your Death Company, to make your Intercessor squads Death Company. But I think the problem with that is it means the old plastic Death Company set is going to go, and I also think it means you're going to get mono loadouts for your Death Company. And if that is true, it means that your Jump Pack Death Company will lose their Thunderhammers. But I think Sanguinary Guard are going to get upgunned, and I think we might see a Chaplain in the form of, we might see a new version of Astorath. Possibly Corbulo. I don't want them to do Lamatis, but they might do Lamatis. Who knows? I don't know. We can't predict it at the moment. But Dark Angels got their Chapter Master and their Primarch. And then they got Belial and Asmodai as well. So, yeah, I suspect it'll be the same deal for Blood Angels. You might see a plastic Sanguinor. Plastic Sanguinor and a plastic Astorath. Plus Sanguinary Guard and an upgrade sprue to turn your Death Company, to turn your Jump Pack Intercessors and your Assault Intercessors and your Intercessors into Death Company better than what you currently can. Instead of having to paint the red X's on, it'll be a sculpted shoulder pad, is what I would guess. Space Wolves is harder to guess. Maybe Wolfguard. And maybe Arjak Rockfist. I could see that happening. Or Njal Stormcaller. You know, this is the addition of Terminators after all. So, who knows? But like, I'm not expecting new models, new characters or anything. They've proved that so far that that's not really what's going to be happening. But then I could be completely wrong, and it could be that, you know, the Blood Angels get just like a new captain, and that's it. Am I allowed to be disappointed with the new Belial? Yeah. You can be disappointed if you like. Last I checked, he didn't cross the Rubicon for absolute zero reason. I don't know how much of a thing that's going to be now. They appear to have just sort of given up on that. Because these Terminators are not... they're not Primaris Terminators, they're just redesigned Terminators. And, like, the wording of Primaris has pretty much been completely dropped. So, I don't know how much that's actually relevant anymore. So, like, I don't think you're going to get Primaris Astorath. You're just going to get redesigned Astorath. Do you see what I mean? Thank you, Travis Woodside. We're very well, Random Salutation. How are you? If they release a new 40k Loyalist Primarch, who do you think will come next? Either... No, I just think it'll be Russ. Because it's got a model range already. So before all of this Primarch stuff started happening, you had Rubric Marines, Plague Marines, Noise Marines, and Khorne Berserkers. those ranges got expanded and turned into World Eaters, Death Guard, and we know now Emperor's Children and Thousand Suns, right? So that's why those are the first 4 trade Primarchs. Space Marines have Dark Angels, Ultramarines, really, because of the amount of Ultramarines characters there were. Dark Angels, Ultramarines, Blood Angels, and Space Wolves. Sanguinius is dead, which means it has to be Russ. Unless they're going to bring out a whole new range of specific characters for a different Primarch. But that's why the next traitor Primarch is definitely Fulgrim. It's not going to be Lorgar or any of the others. Same for the Loyalist side. There isn't a range of Raven Guard, Imperial Fists, Iron Hands, obviously. Ferrus is dead, and so on and so forth. So the logical choice is that it's going to be Russ, because there's already a range. There's already a range of Space Wolves, which means there's a lot of Space Wolves players. Which means that it'll definitely sell. You can guarantee that you're going to sell those Primarchs. You can't guarantee that you're going to sell all of the backup miniatures. Except in sci-fi, no one is ever dead. Well, I get you, James. Look, if we average 2 Primarchs an edition, how many have we got now? 5? Yeah, 5. So if Fulgrim comes, we'll be on 6. There's then potentially 12 more, even though Horus is dead, Alpharius is dead, Sanguinius is dead, and Ferrus is dead. But that would be, I mean, look, I might not necessarily agree with it, but, you know, something pretty spectacular has to happen to bring back Ferrus Manus. You know, given as he was already bones by the end of the Horus Heresy. What's his name? I think he's dead as well. The Night Lord's one. Kurz, he's dead too. I was surprised that they didn't at the end of the siege, Mr. Gwotkin. I thought for sure there would be a Emperor model. Or a Golden Throne miniature. I want an all-demon Perturabo. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. I don't think it'll happen until 11th edition if it's going to happen. But I think we're going to get... we're definitely going to get Emperor's Children this edition. Who knows when. And then, yeah, there'll be a Loyalist Primarch, I would guess, as well at the end of this edition. They tend to bring the Loyalist ones right at the end. But who can say? We can but wait for what Games Workshop chooses to release. In the meantime, we can all get excited about Age of Sigmar, which is, you know, the thing to focus on this year. There are literally tens of people who play Alpha Legion. Yeah, you and me both, James. I don't really want to commit too much brain space to anything else. AOS 4 should be. Well, I'm staking a lot on AOS 4 being incredible. And I need it to be for the sake of I want 40k to just be better. Just be better 40k. I think 11th edition will be probably when I really get back into it. That said, you can't predict the future 100%. You don't know what's going to happen. Things might change for 10th. They might blow me away with a model range. A new model range or something else. But like, for example, I'm sat here talking about how I think what the Blood Angels release is going to be. And if I'm right, I shouldn't be right. Do you know what I mean? I shouldn't be able to predict it. You know, I'm not sat there going, oh, I think they might do the truly devolved Blood Angels that live in the tower. You know, the ones that are so far gone from the Death Company, and the ones that also, you know, they fall into the Black Rage, and they survive their battles, and they just get locked in that tower. They're not going to do those. You're going to get redesigned Sanguinary Guard, and you go, cool. And so, like, yeah, I don't get surprised or delighted by 40k at the moment. So, you know, I'm just going to wait, really. And probably, but like I said, probably I'm just waiting till 11th now. Which is sad, because I have thousands and thousands and thousands of points of 40k models. Sanguinary Guard don't need a refresh. I mean, they probably do, right? To be in line with their bigger jump pack friends. It's not exciting. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, great. And it doesn't speak to, you know, a lack of quality in those new miniatures. But if I say to you, the Death Guard release is going to have a new Lord of Contagion, and then it comes out and it's a new Lord of Contagion, it's like, cool. And it, like I said, it might be a beautiful miniature. But I still predicted it like, what, 6, 7, 8 months ahead? Like this, I think one thing that's been like interesting, like with the Sisters of Battle release, is it's like the Sisters have done a lot of kind of surprise and delight, right? They've done a lot of that. You know, it's a beautiful model range. Really great model range. And their new model for 10th edition is a jump pack Canoness. Necrons were similar. Necrons had lots of really, really cool models. But this edition, 2 redesigned name characters and an Overlord, which is a really nice model. Like I said, they're really nice models, but they're not unpredictable. I have seen it, Mr. Watkin. It's a very nice model. I will just say, though, it is a Black Library Celebration model. So it's a Black Library character. The new... what's her name? Celestian Sacrosanct Aveline. And you best hope she comes with a data sheet. Because she's on a 40mm round base, by the looks of things, which means she is an illegal model. So the Kroot stuff, was that unpredictable? Was that more of what you want? The Kroot are a really nice set of models, but look at them carefully. It's redesigned Shapers, redesigned Carnivores, redesigned Krootox Rider, redesigned Kroot Hounds. There's 2 new things in that range, the Lone Spear and the Rampagers. Lone Spear and Rampagers, yes. Redesigned Carnivores, redesigned Krootox Rider, redesigned Hounds, redesigned Shapers. Leviathan is a great one to point to as well. Space Marines. Got Infernus Marines. That's a new kit. An Apothecary Biologus. That's a new kit. The rest of it was redesigned models. Tyranids. Termagants. Redesigned. Winged Tyranid Prime. Technically a redesign. Technically new at the same time. Neurogaunts. New. Barb Gaunts. New. Psychophage. New. Screamer Killer. Redesign. And the Neuro Tyrant. New model. So Tyranids did much better out of Leviathan. And then their multi-part releases. Space Marines did not get many multi-part releases. What they got was multi-part Terminators, which did not duel up with Assault Terminators. So they're still waiting a redesign. 11th edition. Jump Pack Assault Squads redesign. Jump Pack Captain redesign. Terminator Chaplain redesign. And then Tyranids got the Norn Emissary, which was new. Termagants, redesign. Gene Stealer, redesign. Biovore / Pyovore, redesign. Lictor, redesign. Death Leaper, redesign. And like I say, I am not criticizing those models as to what they are when they come out. They look great. They do. They really do look really good. And they're really good models. But they are redesigns of old models. They're not new. They're not innovative. Orcs got a redesigned Big Mech. Come on. Adeptus Custodes got a redesigned Shield Captain. I know it's an individual Shield Captain, and you couldn't get a Shield Captain on its own before, but it is still a redesign of the Shield Captain that comes in the Custodes box. Chaos Lords, redesign. Jump Pack Chaos Lord, redesign model. Like, stop it! New models. And like, to be clear, I will level this exact same criticism at AOS with the Stormcast if it is just, if we get a multi-part release and it's just redesign Judicators, redesign Lord Knight Venator, Knight Azeroth. If it's just all redesigns of that, it's like, where's the innovation gone? Where's the brand new stuff to surprise and delight? Yeah, this is the thing. Is it's like, I have always wanted just to see. I just love seeing new models that I couldn't conceive of, that I couldn't dream up myself. If I can't guess what it's gonna be, then to me it's a good preview, a good range release. If I can guess what it's gonna be, then it's not good. It's returning to that same. It's echoing what, you know, like what Hollywood keeps doing and what TV studios keep doing, of just rebooting old franchises. You know, and you know, a lot of people accept that for what it is when it comes to like consuming films, but a lot of people aren't happy about that. They want to see new stuff rather than just Matrix 4 and Matrix 5. You know what I mean? And some reboots work, and some reboots don't. And that's my view on things at the minute. Have a good one, Tattooed Zoologist. It is now though 7:45. So we are going to end another Me Time Monday. We built a jet bike. Here it is. One whole jet bike. It's nice and sturdy on the flight stand. So I need to, like I said, I need to get some White Scar shoulder pads. So this one's not 100% finished. Still need to get a Mark 6 shoulder. But yeah, I had fun. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. We will be back. There is going to be a painting video tomorrow, because I got lots of videos and I want to spoil you guys. And also, I need to claw back some ad revenue. So there will be a painting video tomorrow. There will be Tale of Many War Hipsters on Wednesday. There will be a painting video on Thursday, and there will be a painting video on Saturday. But I will, of course, speak to you all again on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you have a lovely week. If I don't see you or speak to you again this week, I hope you have a good one. And I hope you enjoy your week. I know I'm going to. So, have a good one. Here is the hand of farewell. I want to say a quick thank you to Mark Watson, Jack. I never know how to say your surname, Jack. Jack Mikesell? I hope I said that right. Barradin283, Big Ron, Jim Hamilton for the gifted members and for the months of membership. You guys are the best. Something just came out. Love you. Bye. Bye.